We are here on King Street, right next to the soon-to-be constructed TIFF Bell Lightbox. And I'm actually here with JCVD director Mabrouk el Mechri. So Mabrouk, we were just talking about growing up as a fan of Van Damme in Europe. What was that like?
Well, it was a big deal because this was the first time that we actually had our own, action star figure coming from Europe, not far away from Paris, Brussels, and this was this great combination between Bruce Lee's skills and Arnold Schwarzenegger, or even Sylvester Stallone, kind of shape.
It was a step up from Louis de Funès, basically.
Exactly. And so it was a big deal because when I saw Bloodsport at that time, I was like 15 years old, like anybody else, and I was just raved about what it was doing on the screen, And after that, I got along with Kickboxer, Full Contact, Death Warrant, and a few titles. So I had a huge poster of Bloodsport, on my wall, and I sort of took it down a few years later, like kind of grew up and had others interest, cinematic wise, and so it just stood like the childhood memory that I have. He just stood in my memory as a childhood Madeleine de Proust, because it was a big thing. And after that, I just, saw Jean-Claude from time to time, some posters. He wasn't released in theaters. I think it was after Legionnaire. And so after that, I didn't saw the latest stuff that he did because I was into something else. But I always kept him like one of those guys who were a big idol when I was a child.
Now, a lot of the people who have seen JCVD here at TIFF may not have been aware of Jean-Claude's reputation in Europe because of a lot of the French language interviews he's done. So you've now had a chance to see the different perceptions between North America and Europe. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, the thing is that Jean-Claude did a couple of TV shows when he was, he said some weird stuff because he was mixing language like English and French, and people don't get it or assume that it was like an attitude. And Jean-Claude spent 20 years in Los Angeles, so it was not his fault actually. He got mixed up, and he did some. He talked some weird stuff because he wasn't in good shape at that time. He was sometimes high on coke, and etc., etc. And that kind of cast a shadow over his action, his actor side. He was just the dumb guy who said weird stuff and odd stuff in TV shows. So the perception in America, at least, or at least in TIFF and with the American audience, is different because they just remember at worst Jean-Claude Van Damme as a washed-up, action star from the late 90s. So they have a reading of the film that is quite different than the European audience.
And since it's been a few days since its premiere, what kind of feedback have you gotten so far?
Well, pretty good actually, pretty good, and it is so rewarding to see that, you sit down, you write a script, you shoot a script, and you're working on your film, and from time to time you're thinking about the audience, the way it's going to be, perceived, and this is much more something close to what I wanted the audience to feel here than in Europe. So it was kind of rewarding,